Spoken, our last installment of season 50 pregame content before next week's premiere. We're very, very excited for 3 hours of our time next week to be watching television. It's the easiest way now as an American to get your daily recommended 4 to 6 hours of television a day is to have just one show take up half of those hours. So makes it easy. Get that blue light time or whatever. I don't know what they've got squirting out of those TVs nowadays. Anyways, enough about that. Make sure to get your daily recommendation of television in. We have a very special guest. Well, first of all, we have our regulars. Riley is here. And
our very special regulars, I think.
The always exciting, bright, beautiful, intelligent Ashleigh Smith.
Hola.
And Riley's here too. I think I mentioned that right before I introduced Ashleigh. And now our very special guest, one of the pioneers of reality TV podcasting, a very dear friend of mine. You can watch him on The Traitors, season 4. He's been on Survivor multiple times, and he's been podcasting about not just Survivor, but reality TV, created an empire over at RHAP, Rob Cesternino. Rob, you're also an author now. We'll get into more of that later, but show us the book real quick.
Oh, thank you so much, Tyson. What an introduction. Yes, I have a book. I'm not an author yet because the book doesn't come out till May. But
you already wrote it, so I think technically.
Written. Yes. The tribe and I have spoken.
I think
because I've spoken too.
Yeah, you have spoken too. I also think that is an interesting question.
The pod has spoken.
The pod has spoken. It's everything's speaking right now to us. I think you're an author if you've written the book, but it isn't released yet. It would be like, have you won Survivor if it hasn't aired yet? Probably. I mean,
you are in your heart, but I think that it would be a spoiler if you said you won before the season came on.
Okay. You do raise a good point. We will get into the book more at the end, so stick around, as well as Rob's hot Big Brother takes. Just kidding. There's no Big Brother going on right now. That's an inside joke for the listeners at home. Rob, we've covered the other two tribes, but now we're at the Vatu tribe. I don't even know if I said that right. You speak Fijian.
Yes, I believe it's the correct pronunciation, Vatu.
Vatu, yeah. And it means, if I'm not mistaken, and my Fijian is rusty at best, I think it means stone or rock. So, Riley, can you fact check on that? Is that what that means?
Well, let's take a look. Let's see what Google AI says.
It's in parentheses here on the article I'm looking at. So I'm assuming that it does.
Yeah.
I just wanted to pretend like I knew a little Fijian.
Google says it means rock.
There we go. I was right again. I mean, all the tribes are interesting. You've played with some of these people too, Rob. Colby Donaldson.
So I was on a season with him. I did not get to interact with him in Survivor All-Stars. I guess similar to you in Heroes versus Villains. You were on a beach with him. You saw him.
I saw him. Yeah, I saw him. I didn't get to see his greatest hits, like him yelling at his brother and then sitting out and then rejecting chocolate only to sit out of that challenge after he said how fired up he was for it. Yeah, I didn't get to see any of that. I did get to see him pout at the finale party at the end in New York, and that was fun.
Yeah. Well, he said a big reason why he wanted to come back was that he wasn't happy with how things went in Heroes versus Villains, and that's why he wanted to come back for this season.
He had a pretty good run in Heroes versus Villains, I think partly because his threat level was minimized to almost 0. And so I do... Can he repeat?
What do you mean? He's back. He had a run where he went kind of deep, but it was not good in any other sense.
No, it was not good in any other sense. But is a deep run in a game just because you're pathetic? Is that
good,
worth something? I don't know, Rob. Would you rather get voted out first, being a huge threat and having everyone say you're a huge threat in their confessionals, or get 4th place and lose in fire because everyone thinks you're a chump?
So I think I'd rather go towards the end, but the grass is always greener because I just lost on the Traitors and I went out early and everybody said, oh, it's because he was too smart. I think I'd rather be on the show the whole season. And
You'd rather be like the Mara of the season right now.
Yeah. Oh, they're just bringing him around because he's dumb, but he's on TV.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's pluses and minuses to both, and it is true. And so Colby had one of those opposing runs, not the he's a huge threat run, but this guy's a chump. Let's just like drag him along till we can't.
But now he's back. Now he's old Colby again.
He says, or you believe this?
He says he seems like he's like ready to, we'll see. I guess when they turn the lights on, we'll find out. But
what is old
claiming?
Colby?
Yeah.
What is old Colby? He's going to win.
Survivor
I don't think
Australia, Colby.
He's not going to have a challenge run like that. Certainly not.
Well, yeah.
Is that the old Colby, the challenge run, or is there more? What else old Colby are we going to see?
Yeah.
He's feisty.
He just seemed like defeated. James famously called him Superman in a fat suit in Survivor Heroes versus Villains. So hopefully, he has a little bit more fire in his belly now.
Bravado. Do you think he will?
He seems up for it.
I feel like he might just have like a little more maturity. Like in Heroes versus Villains, he had trouble dealing with the fact that physically he wasn't the competitor that he once was, but now he's a lot older and has to be at peace with that. And so I think that we could see a different side of Colby. I'm actually excited for this.
I famously, in a lot of interviews, people ask how long I'm going to do shows for. And I'm like, I don't want that moment where I don't have it to be on national TV. I don't want to be like halfway through like Colby's run on Heroes versus Villains where he's like, oh, fuck, I don't have it. Like, I don't want that to be captured on camera. I want to do that in the comfort of my own home, like on the trampolines, jumping with my kids where I'm like winded and just like, holy shit, I can't even jump any. Like, I want that to happen in private. So for Colby to have that happen publicly, like, I don't know. For me, if I'm looking at him and he's like, oh, I didn't like how Heroes versus Villains was, the only thing he can do here is blind optimism. Like he's just going to go in and celebrate his mediocrity. Is that like he's just like, I'm not good and it's okay. Like what? I don't understand what we're going to see. Is that what you want, Riley? I'm not good and it's okay.
No, I feel like he's going to not put so much of his identity in the physical game, but is instead perhaps going to evolve his social and strategic game. I don't know if he's going to be good at it.
Riley.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be good at it. Okay, but that's why it's going to be interesting to see.
Don't you want to see him try?
Instead, it was like in Heroes versus Villains. He was like, physically, I'm not there anymore, and so he just moped around the whole time. Well, I think now he physically won't be there anymore again, but he won't mope as much maybe because he'll be like, obviously, I know that that's the case.
The moping is what made it great.
He couldn't go exploring in Heroes versus Villains that he was used to, that he could like on Australia go around and go wherever he wanted. And he said that you couldn't really go in the water and he couldn't really explore. And so it was boring.
Why couldn't he go in the water? I went in the water.
I don't know.
They didn't let him get in the water because they were like, you're so bad at challenges, we think you'll just sink. Like you're not allowed. It's too many lifeguards that would be needed for you to have fun in the ocean. Like what? Yeah. Why can't he go in the water?
I think he really wanted to explore and they wouldn't let him. And so, but he has said, I think the right things in his interviews in terms of like, hey, I didn't appreciate the opportunity then. Now, after all this time, I'm back. And now I'm going to really give it my all. And I'm embarrassed about how I played in that for last season. So he's trying.
He is trying. I do appreciate that. He's trying.
Can you explore the islands now on Fiji?
No, you can't explore the islands now. It's even tighter of a circumference.
Is it like roped off at a certain point?
Like you take 2 steps and there's a sign that's like no cast members this way. And then you turn the other way and like 10 steps that way. It's like no cast members this way. Like it is.
Wait, are there actually signs?
Yes. There are signs on the limits on every pathway that says no cast members beyond this point. And if you're by yourself, you can go past that point a little bit. What?
Because it must feel like a theme park. Like, it's like roped off.
It's smaller than that. Like imagine like the size of your living room times 4. It's like, it's not a lot of space. There's space.
They just don't want them to show up on the Love Island set.
Yeah, they don't want them to show up on and accidentally fall in love. They're just like, I didn't even come here for this. It's such a tight, yeah. But here's a little secret for you guys. If you want to hide your idol somewhere where nobody's probably going to dig it up on accident, you go past those signs and bury it there to hide it. Yeah. I did that. I did that for a little while until they finally were like, you can't hide your idol out of bounds. And I was like, well, nobody's going to find it here. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Okay. Well, Colby, I feel like he's going to be like one of those guys where he's always, if he wants to explore, he's going to always be crossing production. They're like, Colby, what are you doing out here? You got to go back. He's like, where's my brother? I want to yell at somebody.
I want to see that.
Damn it, Reed.
Damn it, Reed. They won't show it. Looking down this tribe, Rob, who's he going to be working with? We have Genevieve. We have Rizzo. We have Angelina. What?
Yeah. He's going to work with Stephenie.
He's going to work with Stephenie. He's probably already worked with Stephenie. He was on a tribe with her.
He's probably been working with Stephenie for a little bit.
A year.
Here. Yeah.
For at least a year, 12 months. The last 12 months, it's been Colby and Stephenie on the phone talking about what they're going to do.
Here's the plan, okay? I'm going to come back. I'm going to win all the challenges.
We're both going to win all the challenges.
We're going to win all the challenges.
But then Stephanie's raging because she's like, I want to win the challenges. So now they're at odds and they don't even know it about who's going to win the challenges. What are those conversations like, Rob?
Yeah, I don't really know. I guess they're probably figuring out like which new school players do they want to work with? Who do they think is also maybe trying to get them out of the game? So maybe they have a hit list.
Yeah. Hit lists are dangerous pregame, but they happen all the time. But also it's the same he said, she said thing where somebody will call you and be like, hey, I heard from somebody that Rizzo wants you out first.
Yeah. Well, it seems like that there is a little bit of a brewing rivalry between that Colby and Stephenie are not high on Angelina. And Angelina said in one of her interviews that she heard Colby and Stephenie are going for her.
Wow. That's some inside baseball. Okay, so they're pre-gaming against Angelina, and it came around back to Angelina.
And they're on the same tribe.
Are we going to see that war play out, or are they going to be able to make amends?
Yeah. Colby said, can't trust Angelina. Don't want to work with her.
So weird. And that obviously, like we've seen those interviews, those come from pregame. They're not going to tell us explicitly. A lot of these players are too scared to tell us. But most of those ideas about who they want gone first probably happened via all the pregame chatter, where they were like, well, we thought Angelina was with us because she took a phone call. But then we heard that she called somebody else who then called so-and-so. And then they called us and told us that she had a different idea than what the idea that we said to her. So now we don't know. Holy cow, dude. Survivor does not have enough money for me to go through that ever again. It's like 12 months of scrambling. Like there's no way you're going to say all the right things all the time. You're just getting fucked. And then it's just like, imagine like at work, you're at a work office and you all have a quota of the amount of gossip you have to say about other coworkers. Like it's required. Rob, you have to do 6 hours of gossip every week about all your coworkers. That's what it is. That's what pregame is. You literally are gossiping about everybody. And Rob and I are best friends. And then I get on the phone with Colby and he's like, we got to get rid of Rob. He's the best to never win. I was like, fuck yeah, we got to get rid of Rob. And then Colby calls Rob, is like, Tyson wanted to get rid of you. And Rob's like, I trusted Tyson. And then it's never ending. Never ends.
The telephone game.
The telephone game. Yeah,
that's
the real telephone game.
Yeah. So I do not like it because I feel like I spend enough time talking about Survivor, like on public conversations that are recorded. The last thing I want to be doing in my free time is talking to survivors about what are we going to do when we go there.
All right, Rob. Yeah. This is a new RHAP idea for you. pretend like you're going on every season and record all the pregame interviews with everybody else that's like in the mix. Every season that's a returning season, be like, anybody else get the call? Fill it out a little bit and then just record all the conversations. And then
I think you'd get whacked if you do that. I think that's like
you
wearing
ask
a wire.
After.
Yeah.
You think CBS is coming for you? Who's whacking you?
Who would give you permission?
Yeah.
I
think the people you're recording probably would get mad.
Yeah, a lot of them might already be mad anyways.
You release it while they're gone if you're not really going on
release it
the
while
season.
they're gone under a paywall.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think there's something there. So let's talk about Stephenie. So she and Colby are planning to win all the challenges.
Yep.
We've seen Stephenie in a couple different game scenarios in recent years. The Traitors she was on a couple years ago.
Yep.
She was on Snake in the Grass a couple years ago. What are we getting from Stephenie here?
I think that you're getting somebody who is, I think, pretty cards up in terms of how she's going to play the game. I think she's going to be loyal to her alliances. And then the people who aren't in her alliances, I think she's going to potentially, be
Burn
a little
bridges
feisty with. Yeah.
Smart.
I think it's a very like old school type of game where it's like, okay, these are my people that I'm working with. If you're not in my group, then I'm coming, we're going for you. And I think if you are not working with her, I think you're going to know that she's coming for you.
Okay. An exclusivity. Her and Colby together. Who else from this tribe is going to be in that group? Do we have anybody? Is Aubry going to be there? Is Q going to work with them? Angelina's not. It kind of seems like they're on the outs here, those two. Like some of the other tribes we're seeing like the Honorable Alliance or whatever, where you've got Joe, you've got Coach, you've got Jonathan, you've got all these players that like the name of their game is like loyalty and integrity. Colby and Stephenie could kind of be classified as that as well, but the rest of these players aren't.
Yeah. Well, so you have Colby and Stephenie are on one side, and you think Angelina is going to be on the other side. So what does the rest of the people on this tribe, like what do they want to be around? And I think that Q is probably the place where you should start this conversation because I know that you have a rivalry in pickleball with him, but I have to say, Tyson, that I love Q.
I love Q too. I wouldn't have played pickleball with him so much if I didn't love Q. I love Q. Can he get Angelina on his side and rally everybody else against Colby and Stephenie? Because I have to assume Colby and Stephenie, at least watching Q on TV, are not fans of his chaotic play.
Yeah.
In my mind. Yeah.
Another thing from the pre-game interviews that Stephenie said that she was getting annoyed with Q because Q kept commenting on all of her Instagram stories. And she felt like that he was being like very obvious about trying to talk to her pre-game. And she didn't like that.
Okay. Yeah. So there you go. So we already have Q's on the other side with Angelina. I think that's fair to say. Where's Kyle going? Kyle could go the honorable integrity route with Colby and Stephenie. What do you think?
I think Kyle certainly could. I think that Kyle would just be happy with whoever doesn't want to vote him out. I think that he's not really going to be too picky here. He's one of the winners that's coming back, and I think that he's going to be worried that he has a target on his back. So I think he'll just go where the numbers are.
Okay. What about Rizzo?
The Riz God is here. I think that Riz God also, I think, would just be happy to go with wherever the numbers are if people aren't going to be getting rid of him. Now, I also wonder that Colby, who played on Heroes versus Villains with you all, of course, got to see the Russell Hantz experience firsthand. And Colby might be feeling a little bit like, hey, there's this guy. We don't know who he is. He could be the next Russell. We might just need to get rid of this guy. Yeah. He's a wild card.
Well, I also think that the age gap there between Rizzo and Colby and Stephenie, Rizzo is very classically a Gen Z or whatever is that generation. Like, I feel like that's a hard gap. He's not like an old soul. He's a young soul in a Gen Z body.
Yeah. He's
and
going to be talking
Colby
about
and
the
Stephenie are
vibe.
old souls. Yeah, he's talking about the vibe, about his Riz, about probably going to say 6, 7 a bunch. Cinema. There's a lot. And Colby
Why
and
is this
Stephenie.
kid talking about, is the tribe cooked? I don't even know what that means.
Yeah. Who clocked what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think...
I don't like that. He calls himself God.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's taking the Lord's name in vain in my book.
That's not cool where I come from.
Yeah, I think Rizo is going to have a hard time fitting in with Colby and Stephenie.
Yeah.
Genevieve.
Colby's twice his age.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Twice his age. And Colby is not the guy that's like, what do kids listen to these days? How do they talk? Like he doesn't, I think he's out of touch with what a 20 and 30-year-old person are thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Does Colby have kids?
No, I don't believe so.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
It's totally out of touch. There's
tough.
Yeah, that's real tough. It's going to be real tough to navigate a kid who's the age of, if you had kids, your kids would be. Unless
he's more of an uncle than a dad.
Listen, what if Colby becomes like a father figure type character to the tribe? You know how there's always like, I'm the mom of the group. And Colby's like, I'm the dad of the group. Let me give everybody some financial advice and some life wisdom.
Some financial advice.
Whatever. That's what dads do, you know?
Yeah, Colby and Stephenie
he's going to be like, I'll
dad.
teach you how to fish.
You think? Nobody's going to care about
fishing. But
everybody's going to be like, let's wait till the merge and hopefully Ozzy's there. Then we'll learn to fish from someone better.
I mean, like the outdoorsy stuff, you know, he's like, I'll take you hunting or whatever. Not the like, here's why
Andy,
like
Andy Griffith, like the intro to Andy Griffith's show.
Let me teach you about compound interest. What?
No, I think he's going to be like, kids, if you work hard, work your fingers to the bone every single day, you'll be successful enough to afford a mortgage in a moderate house.
Once you go give a firm handshake to that.
Here's how you give a handshake. Here's how you give a handshake. He's like a handshake teacher guy. I can see that. Yeah. He's like, firm it up. He's going to be yelling.
Rizzo better bring a handshake A game to Colby.
Yeah, you better. Rizzo's going to give him the dead fish and it's over. Just like the, hi. You squish his hand, it cracks like 1,000 times, and Colby's like, we can't be in an alliance.
Rizzo's medevac on hour 1.
Yes, for shaking hands with Colby. Yeah, I think that is the divide too great, Rob. That's too far. It's there's no way. There's no way those two can come together. I just cannot envision it.
I don't really see it. Yeah, so maybe Rizo might be one of the people that ends up working with Angelina. And I do think that Angelina and Aubry, I think I could see them working together.
Okay. They have to, I'm assuming, know each other coming from
they played around the same time, that they both played in the 30s. So I think that they're both, quirky characters. And I think that they could really get along. Yeah.
What is it? How do you envision Aubry's play? Are we going to see the same from Aubry? She's stepped away from the community for a while.
Yeah.
She tried to distance herself. She is, I think she's married. She has kids, right? Married and kids.
Yeah, I think she has one baby.
One baby. So that definitely is a big change. Mm-hmm. Does being a parent change the way you would approach playing Survivor, Rob?
I think it's different for everybody. I don't really know if it would have changed too much of how I would play from, but time it would change so much of from how I would play in, when it was over 20 years ago. Yeah, it was a whole Riz God's life ago when I played Survivor. So
I think, that's how we measure time now. Mm-hmm. Riz God's.
One Riz God's life.
One Riz God is 20 years.
Yeah. So I think it's probably your mileage may vary on how different you play based off of having kids or not.
I think it definitely changes your life experience, your background, which I then do think can change the way you play. Like you're going to change just based off that change in your life anyways. She's going to be able to connect with other parents. She's going to maybe be able to connect with younger, like Rizo maybe, because she has kids now and has that more nurturing matriarch feel. Sure. She going to be the mom of the tribe and Colby's going to be the dad and those will all be their children. We don't know.
Yeah, I feel like you could answer this question about how does it change you to have kids, right? Because when you won, you didn't have kids. And then when you went back for Winners at War, then you were a dad.
Yeah. It didn't change the way I played, but I did have a new background to me, which then I think probably made me able to navigate interpersonal relationships better or different or maybe worse, because I was just like, I don't really care about this person. I am going to stop talking to him. So I don't know, but it does definitely change the way you navigate those relationships, but is it positive? I don't know. It does give you more life experience. So you think Aubry's going to go the route of Angelina and not with the Colby Stephenie group?
That's right.
And this is all hypothetical. We're just assuming Colby and Stephenie are going to work together because...
No, that's not hypothetical. That is 100% going to happen.
True. Yes. Okay. Not hypothetical. It's 100% going to happen.
It is 100% fact that Colby and Stephenie are going to work together.
Yes. Genevieve Mushaluk.
Yeah.
Where's she going?
That's a good question. I think that she could go either way. I think that Genevieve is just going to be trying to get through this. A lot of people are scared of Genevieve. She has a very high threat level coming into this season.
Yeah.
People are scared of Genevieve.
I met her in person this weekend.
Yes.
She was in Arizona and I just met her at the Survivor 50 Idol giveaway.
Yes.
And she was very nice and also very quiet and shy. I didn't get I wasn't intimidated in any capacity with Genevieve.
Yeah.
So is she one of those that when you get out, you're scared of her watching her on TV and then you get out there and you're like, nah.
Yeah. Q had said about Genevieve that he didn't mind going to the end with her because he saw her do public speaking and he said that she was very bad at it. And so Q says that he felt like that it was going to be somebody who he would definitely take to the end because she's a bad public speaker.
That's actually a good person to take the end if they are bad at public speaking.
That's wild.
You do see that though at the end, like at final tribal councils, somebody just sticks their foot in their mouth over and over and over again because they're nervous. Like that's a thing that happens often. Okay, well, let's look at this tribe. We have Colby and Stephenie for sure, hand in hand.
Yeah,
we have Angelina, who Colby and Stephenie do not love, right?
Yeah.
And then Q.
And I don't really know why. It's just that they feel like that she's shady and she heard that they said that she's shady, so she's coming for them.
It's pregame stuff that they will not talk about. And I do believe that we need to break that now.
Mm-hmm.
Take it out of the contract, Survivor, because you're not enforcing it. And next, let them talk about it and make it part of the storytelling because we don't understand what's happening and why these initial lines that are being drawn. So just like let them talk about it in confessionals and show it and let them be honest and have them be honest and force them to be honest because that would give us some context early on. And
like when they said Tyson was in the Poker Alliance.
Yeah. Then they could talk to me. They did say that. And that wasn't even true. But they had CBS footage of it. So they were like, let's show it. And then here they're just like, I just heard that. And it's like, how did you hear that? They're just like, God told me in a dream. It's like, no, that's not how. You guys, come on.
You know, this could be good. Should all the players have to record their pregame conversation? So they have to go on Zoom and record the calls and then they give them all to production after.
I don't think that so much, but definitely like be honest 100% about those conversations when you're interviewed about them.
Yeah.
Like, I think the first episode, if we're going to get a 3-hour premiere, then let's hear about the connections made before the game started.
Sure.
So Okay, so Angelina's out with them. Q's bugging Stephenie, so he's probably going to have a hard time working his way into that. So we have Angelina and Q. Rizo, probably not connecting with Uncle Colby. And then Aubry, you think is gravitating towards the Angelina group?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Kyle and Genevieve. They're going to pick a side. They're going to try and float in the middle.
Yeah, they might end up being, that could be a duo of the two people from 47 and 48. And they most recently played other than Rizgod. And so I think that they could maybe have each other's back.
Could they get Rizgod over there and did the group be fractured even more instead of two groups? There's Genevieve, Rizo, and Kyle trying to navigate.
Yeah, maybe. I just don't know if they want Rizgod.
I thought everybody wanted Rizgod.
I think that they're going to be worried about him.
Okay.
They're going to be like, why is he here?
It feels scary, right? To play against somebody that you haven't seen when you know everyone has seen you and you've seen everybody else and you just have kind of a feel for them. And then this other guy gets to come in and play any kind of character he wants. I mean, we know what character Rizzo's going to play, but they don't know, and so it's like, is he being honest or is this, all a facade? He has the ability to do that and they don't. And so it's like, it feels like an advantage. I would just get out somebody who has an advantage.
Well, there's a few factors here, Riley.
Why do you say it like that? Riley?
Riley. You have Savannah somewhere in the game. Mm-hmm. So Rizo can't come in and wear a mask and then have Savannah telling everybody that that's not him. Like, that's a problem. So you have to be pretty straight up because you can't get to Savannah initially and be like, hey, by the way, I'm somebody else this season. Like, that's so you do have to be straight up a little bit there. Plus, I think if you spend a few days with Rizo on an island, you understand exactly who he is and it's pretty non-threatening. So I think at that point, like you want to like, okay, I got to watch this guy. We've never seen him. Nobody's seen him play. Let's keep a close eye out. But I do think that he's the type of player that you are not threatened by after you spend a couple days with him.
You think so? Because I would say if he's there, you're like, why is he here? We didn't see his season. Like, he must be some incredible player if they ended up bumping all these other people where Genevieve probably thought, oh, Sam Phelan is going to be here or Andy is going to be here. And my friends aren't here now because this guy is here. Well, what did he do?
Yeah, you are right. He must have done something. Okay, I can see that.
He's just like an unknown, it's a wild card in the game. And don't you want to eliminate as many unknowns as you can?
Yeah, you do, Riley, again, unless...
All right, you guys have saying my name like that.
Tyson. Unless he's like undyingly loyal to you and you mostly believe it. Like, that's the case. You go in with these ideas and assumptions and how your game's going to move, but you get out there and you meet Rizo and maybe you really connect with him the most. Like, now all of a sudden, like that game plan has changed. So I think in theory, on paper, yes, that is a good idea. But if they meet Rizo and the right group pulls him in or he like wins him over, now that's out the window. So, and I think he's personable enough and non-threatening enough that he can work his way in somewhere.
I will say to your point, Rob, that I think that after a few hours with Rizo, you probably get the sense of like, oh, this is why they brought him back. It's because he's such a big personality and, kind of a weirdo and whatnot. And if I'm on one of the tribes with Savannah, it's more like, oh, did they bring her back because she's an incredibly adept strategic player or whatnot? Like, she doesn't just burst out with all this reality TV like caricature stuff going on.
Yeah. I wonder with Savannah, because that she was the winner of the season. I think that the players from listening to their pregame interviews have already deduced that she is the winner. And I don't know if it's like, at least you have the answer to that question of like, okay, oh, well, they brought her back. Okay, it's because she won. That's why she's back. And she's, you could understand why Survivor felt like, oh, this as a winner, she's a star. We'll bring her back. But I just think that he's such a mystery box of like, why is he here?
Why is he there?
You're asking me? You know, it's a good question. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to take anything away from him because he did a lot in Survivor 49. And I think that he is certainly worthy of getting to play Survivor again. But I don't know if you needed necessarily to bring Rizgod back for Survivor 50. And the thing that kind of bummed me out with it was that they talked about how, like, they finished Survivor 49 like 9 days ago. So this isn't even like the full 100% Rizgod that you're going to bring back. I mean, there were so many other people that you could have given a spot to bring back Rizo on 9 days. Just seems like they must really, really love him.
Yeah. I assume so. I know they're trying to win over a younger generation, but I've not heard anybody at the elementary school talk about Rizgod.
I am excited to see how he interacts with Mr. Beast. I guess
they're going to be talking in a way that I don't even understand. Yeah. Like, I'll be like, what is he saying to wildlife.
Him? Like,
I don't know happening? If you think they're going to interact, or do you think that Mr. Beast is going to be like,
if they don't interact, it's a missed opportunity. Because I want to like observe, you know, our younger generation in their natural habitat.
I want Mr. Beast and Rizo to be talking to each other with Jeff standing in the middle, pretending like he has any idea of what's happening.
100% cinema chat.
Yeah, that's what I need. Who's going home first from this group? Say they go to tribal council first. Who's going to exit? Rob.
So I think that there's a couple different scenarios that you could paint. Colby and Stephenie get their way, and Angelina could be the first person to go out from this tribe. That is certainly a possibility. They're going to want to probably preserve challenge strength. So I'm not sure if we're going to see one of the strong guys go home. I think that maybe if the Colby and Stephenie thing ends up being not well received, maybe Stephenie could be also kind of like heroes versus villains, somebody who goes out early. And I think that Rizo as a wild card is also another candidate to be the first person who gets out of this tribe.
Can we talk about the challenge strength for a sec too? Because I don't know if you all agree, but I have this tribe kind of pegged as the potential disaster tribe. I think that they are the weakest in challenges of the three pairings that we have.
Mm-hmm. So they have Kyle, they have Q, they have Colby.
Was Q good at challenges? Wasn't Q pretty bad?
Yeah, he was pretty bad. But I think in team strength challenges, if you're lifting and hoisting and doing that this is still going to come in handy.
But the thing is with these challenges that it always comes down to the puzzle. And I don't know who the puzzle people are in this group.
Yeah.
Is Aubry not a puzzle person?
I don't think she's bad at them. I don't remember her being like particularly strong at puzzles.
Kyle?
Yeah.
I think they have some puzzle
Rizzo's
potential.
terrible.
We know Rizzo's bad at everything.
He's cooked at puzzles.
Yeah, he's cooked, dude. The puzzles got him clocked. Is that how I did? Is that right? Yeah, you're right. I don't know. They could be the disaster tribe. I kind of feel like if we have Colby and Stephenie and we have another duo or 3-pack, then the people in the middle might get caught out. So who are those people that aren't in title alliances? If you have Angelina, maybe Aubry's there with her, maybe Q is tied in with them. Then you have Genevieve, Rizo, and Kyle in the middle. Mm-hmm. And I think there's going to be like a 3-way separation, multiple separation, not just a one side versus the other side. And then 2 of those sides are going to come together.
Well, we haven't really talked about what does Q want to do? Who does he want to work with?
Who does Q want to work with?
I feel like the Q was not high on Angelina also from his preseason interviews. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think that he was a huge fan of hers.
Is this all pregame, do you think? Do you think he had a bad experience with a phone call, or she didn't answer, or she was a little standoffish? Like, I don't know.
Anecdotally, I had heard Q was a big pre-gamer, but I don't know.
He did too much.
Well, and we've got the Q Aubry thing too, where Q like he specifically called out Aubry on his season as a dangerous person. Now, to obviously intentionally, they put him on the same tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So Q might have his work cut out for him here. If he's not liking Angelina and Stephenie is not liking him, is that a hate triangle? Is that what we've got going on?
Do you think that maybe Angelina and Stephenie could bond over they both don't like Q?
Oh, that could be.
Mm-hmm.
That could definitely be.
A common enemy brings them together.
Yeah. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I had heard I did a podcast with Bryce yesterday, and he told me that one of the things that Stephenie had said was that she was posting on Instagram. She posted that she was in a sauna, and then Q posted on her story, "Is it hot in there?"
What?
And she's upset about that.
She's like, "Yeah, of course it's hot in here. It's a sauna."
Yeah, that's
leave me
humor.
alone.
That's and the obvious question humor. It's not as popular here as some other places, but when I lived in the Philippines, if it was raining and you asked people if it was raining, they loved that. I don't know why, but if you're like, "Hey, is it raining?" They loved it. So, I get it. Is it hot in there? That's hilarious. That's kind of funny. And he's probably just trying to make like some connection, like, "Hey, I'm here. Let's have a chat." And Stephenie's like, "I already got my group locked up. It's Colby." Like, well, you need more than that to win this thing. Maybe they think they don't. They were heroes.
With Q, Rob and Tyson, tell me if I'm on the right track or not here. But Tyson, you've talked about on this pod before how when you play a second time or a third time or whatever, you understand what your character on the show is and you sometimes play it up. It's like, I remember you used the example of Rupert, like on his first season, he was kind of like Pirate Rupert. On his subsequent seasons, he was like Pirate Rupert, right?
Yeah.
He like knows who he is. Q is the player.
No, he doesn't know who he is. That's why he plays so easily into the
character
he knows
they've
what manufactured him to be. Yes.
Yeah, yes, yeah. And you play into it. Q is the player that I feel like I'm like, he could really end up playing into all of these things that he did on his first season. We saw him in that preview where he's doing the cancel Christmas and cancel St. Patrick's Day and cancel whatever, your dentist appointment and everything. And I'm like, is he going to be like even more over the top than he was his first season, perhaps to his detriment? Or am I like reading too much into that and it won't matter that much? Or is it, because it plays that way for everybody? What do you think?
I think you're right. I think that he is going to get caught being the victim of his own caricature that he played on Survivor last time he played.
Mm-hmm.
I do
he's
think
gonna have like the Q skirt and the Q hat and the Q shawl,
and he's canceling everything for everybody.
Yeah.
I do believe that is going to be a hurdle for him, but also like it's the reason they brought him back. So is it more important to be outlandish or to be quiet and try to win the game? Like that's it's. I think if you're Q and that's the persona you've built up on Survivor and the reason he was one of the must-haves for season 50, I do believe that he needs to lean into that.
But Tyson, I don't know how you feel about this, but my feeling on these things now is like, be outlandish. Don't just be quiet and try to win, because you could do everything perfect and still lose. And you might as well just have the most fun.
I definitely think you need to focus on having fun.
Yeah.
I think there's a balance, but I also think you can do it in a way where you can still move forward with the hopes of winning the game. While for me, that's the balance. Like if I go out there, I'm like, I want to make good TV and have fun, but I also want to give myself a chance to win if I can get to the end.
Yeah.
And I think there's a few trains of thought here. And also my time on House of Villains, you do like see some things where you get all these mixed mash of players. You get people who haven't played contest games before. And then you get people who haven't ever had to play for a jury victory at the end. And those people just fucking bulldoze their way through. They don't give two shits. They'll cross whoever, they'll call whoever, whatever name they want. And then they're like, oh, all those people are the ones that get to choose a winner? Well, should have thought of that differently. Like, so I do believe there is a balance, but you're right. Like, err on the side of having fun and making good TV. But if you can toe the line between balancing or managing a jury and having a hope at winning, do it all. Because even my first time on Survivor, I realized a few days into it, I was like, if I got voted out tomorrow, I don't want to have the regret of being quiet and under the radar and being like, I should have said all that shit and not. So say all the shit, but try to win as well.
Yeah.
Riley.
Because the chances you're going to win are actually very small.
Very small.
Yeah.
Very small. 1 in 24 at best.
Yeah.
And yeah, anything can go any direction, especially with all, I heard there's multiple hourglasses this season, which is crazy. They figured out a way to work in a bunch of hourglasses. So anything at any time can happen. And yeah, go hard. I hope everybody goes hard and says all the things they want to say before they get voted out. Riley and Ashleigh, who do you have as first out of this tribe?
Ooh, Ashleigh, you want to go first?
I can try. I think so. This is a hard one because I think Colby and Q are not going to get along like whatsoever. I feel like they're just going to clash constantly, and it's going to
Sigma battle.
Yeah, and especially during the challenges, I feel like both of them are going to want to go a certain way or be in charge.
God, they're going to yell at each other who's going to be the leader of the challenge. I love this idea.
Yeah, so it's going to be a mess. So I think there's going to be so much drama. So like Genevieve is going to be able to slip through all the drama and not be detected, that kind of thing. And I hope that Rizo will be able to as well. So I think Rizzo's going to be in the same mode as Q, where he's kind of deciding whether or not I'm going to stay in the character that I was last season, or am I going to try something different? Is Rizo going to try to be like, Papa Colby, please take me in and be my dad? Or is he going to be like,
can he call him Daddy? Would that be cool? if Rizo called Colby Daddy Colby.
Daddy Colby and Riz God
working
Riz God,
together. I ain't your dad. Don't call me dad.
See, and then will that hurt Riz God's?
I've been called a lot of things, but Daddy ain't one of them.
Daddy ain't one of them. Will Rizo be upset and then start, getting on with Angelina? Well, so there's so many things, but I feel like it's going to be so much drama. Like Riley might be right. This might be the disaster tribe in terms of socially. They're just not going to click very well. So I think it might be Angelina just because of Colby and Stephenie going after her. And I think Rizo will probably try to be getting into Colby's circle and going with him for a bit. And then everyone else is going to be like, okay. And then I think by the second episode is when things are going to really pop off with Q and Colby. And they're both going to be like, but I'm the boss. I'm the boss. So that's what I think. I think it might be Angelina first. And then it starts getting more messier later.
I like that. Riley?
I kind of feel like Stephenie is in danger of being the player that sort of comes in too hot and overplays and does not form those alliances first and kind of rubs some people wrong. And so she ends up going home. I don't kind of have as grand of a theory as Ashleigh just presented us, but she's the one that stands out to me. We talked about this with Jenna Lewis a bit as well, of like the old schooler that's in danger of they've been waiting for this long enough and they just come in and it's it's too hot too fast and you're just this person doesn't click.
Yeah, they just scramble hard. I actually am going to go the opposite way as Riley here. I think it's going to be the person who cannot make connections at all. You can hit the beach, everybody's outgoing, everybody's connecting. I think someone like Genevieve is going to be in danger because she's not going to be able to create those tight bonds as quickly as it looks like everyone else there will be able to. It looks like everybody, and Genevieve, even in her original season, kept everybody at arm's length and had a hard time befriending people because she knew she was going to have to cut them. So unless she can change that and get really tight, really fast with people, I feel like she's going to be the one on the outs as everyone else finds their group. So that's It's going to go one of two ways. It's going to be someone overplaying, like you said, Riley, like they're going to be going way too hard, too fast, or it's going to be out of the one or two people who are unable to make tight bonds in 2 days.
Who do you think's like the first person on this tribe to disappear into the woods for an extended period of time looking for an idol?
You think it's happening day one?
Yeah.
Yeah, as they're building. Dang. I think
there's like many people.
I think there's all of them. I think they're all going to
go. No one's
Rob?
at camp. There's just
Q, you can certainly imagine him doing that. But I think Rizgod I could see also.
Yes.
And then
totally.
I could see Q being like, hey, where'd that kid go?
Yeah. I can see Angelina doing it too, going scrambling for an idol while Stephenie
everyone
is like policing
Colby
someone.
is going to be at camp trying to build the shelter and be like, there's an order to these things.
Yeah. He's not going to, he'll be like, you guys are wasting time. We got to, it's like, okay.
It's day one. We need a shelter. We need to build this house.
Don't forget to boil your water. It's like, we don't do that anymore, Colby. They realized that was a waste of camera time. Who's going to make the deepest run? Who's got the best chance of winning here? If you had to choose a winner from this tribe only, Rob, who you got?
That's a great question. I would say I'm going to go maybe unconventional. That I think that Q has a chance to really, I mean, when you look at the last returning player season, you probably wouldn't have said, okay, Tony, he can't win.
Right.
He's too much of a crazy character. And I think that people might be entertained by Q and they leave him around too long, and he's a physical specimen. And so I think that people will feel like, okay, well, Q's not going to win, and they leave him around too long, and oops, he wins.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I have had Q slated as someone who could win for a long time here.
Q's going to play 5 times. This is only Q's second time. Get ready for the 50s. I think you're going to see Q play at least 3 more times.
And is he? Is his pre-gaming going to catch up with him here? This is the question. So I initially had him, but now I'm hearing the murmurs of people saying he pre-gamed too much. I think that can be at your detriment, as everybody's like, I thought he was with me, but then I heard he was talking to other people that he didn't tell me he was talking about. That can be dangerous. Ashleigh, who's your winner pick out of these people?
I think Rizzo's going to go pretty far. I think everyone is scared of him, but then when he comes onto the beach, everyone's going to be like, oh, he's just a child and he's just weird. And like, everyone's like, oh, that's probably why he's returning, because he's fun and he's weird. And they're going to underestimate him again. I think he's going to go pretty far. I don't know if he's going to win, but I do think he's going to get really, really far.
Yeah. Riley?
I'm going to say Aubry, I guess. I feel like we know she's a very adept player at the game. She's been very impressive in the past, but because she's been so absent from the community and it's been a while since she last played, feels like her threat level is just non-existent compared to what it once was and would have been. So I feel good about her. I also feel good about Genevieve. I think even though, she's a little shy and maybe she's not a good public speaker, I do think she's a very impressive player as well.
Yeah. I think
but
so too.
Aubrey's the pick. If I have to pick one, I'll take Aubry.
Okay. Yeah, I think Genevieve, if she can get past the first few days and gets is either very quick to make connections or has a little extra time to make connections because they're winning challenges, I think she'll be fine. I think that just the initial day one trying to connect with people might be her challenge. As I'm looking through this group, I'm looking at people I think can even win in a final 3 speech. Like there's people here I do believe will have a very difficult time making their plea to even winning the $1 million. And so I think
people still really win with the final tribal council?
I mean, you can botch it. Yeah, for sure you can botch it.
I know you were on a season where, it flipped at final tribal, but that was that was a long time ago now.
Yeah, it might not matter as much, but I do believe that I think just how you conduct yourself leading into those last few and at those tribal councils and stuff, those do all make a difference. I think Angelina is going to have an uphill battle trying to plead her case for $1 million victory at the end. Rizo, he's so young. It's hard to give someone like that $1 million when he's saying all those words that we don't even like. We already had words for those words. Why do we have different words now for those words that we had words for? Q might come in a little hot if he's a finalist.
Kyle already won.
Kyle already won, but he could win again. He could win again. If he gets to the end, I think there's a good chance that he could win again.
Everyone knows he's a lawyer now.
Oh, the most dangerous profession in all of Survivor. I'm going to go with Kyle. I will go with Kyle. I think.
Wow.
I think he's even keel. People are going to like him here, and he does have what it takes to win a jury. Yeah, I'll go with Kyle. So that's it. Those are our predictions. Now let's get to the best part of the episode. It's book club. Rob,
yes.
Let's see that cover.
Yeah, check this out. The tribe and I have spoken. It's really a beautiful. The idea was it's a coffee table book, full color and a bunch of essays about all of the lore and history of Survivor, talking about all of the greatest players. So probably so much about Tyson in the book also.
Oh, well, I know you've got one pre-order now. I just ordered 100 of them for my friends. Well. So
yes, here. Can I show you? Here's an illustration of Tyson that's in the book. I don't know if it I can see it.
That's cool.
There he is. And we couldn't make it a perfect picture because we didn't want to get sued by anybody. But it's an artist's rendering of Tyson
and Fabio's love child. What?
Yes.
So all the book is coming from your brain.
Yes.
And tell us like how it's broken up. Are you just touching on characters? Are you touching on tribe? Are you touching on seasons? Is it all of it?
Yeah, so it's a series of essays talking about the show from its inception. We talk about Jeff. We talk about the great heroes and villains of the show's history, the great water cooler moments. We have a section on the strategy of the game, how the game has evolved in the new era. There's a lot of autobiographical information about the story of my life and my career and how the course of my life and Survivor have been on these parallel trajectories and have intersected at a number of different points. And so it's been a very, very fun way to celebrate 25 years of Survivor.
Yeah. How did you have this idea to write this book?
I always wanted to write down a lot of my takeaways from the podcast. And so with it being the 25th anniversary of Survivor, that this seemed like the perfect opportunity to put it all down and come up with something like this.
Very exciting. Are the essays, are they standalone? Like if I like...
Yeah, you could read it in any order.
A Quibi. Quick bites.
A quick bite. Yeah, sure.
A quick bite. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick bite of Survivor content anytime I want.
Anytime you want. Yeah.
I love it. And how can people get this book?
Go to robhasabook.com and you can pre-order. We're going to do a lot of fun pre-order bonuses for people. And so we'll have more information on that as we roll things out here in the spring. But robhasabook.com.
Very cool. I also just bought the URL robhasabooks.com.
Rob has a books.
For you when your second book comes out.
Yes.
To change it.
Rob has a sequel.
Rob has a sequel. Dang it. I can't buy all of them. You'll find a workaround. So whatever.
You want Stephen Fishback's book also? I have that.
I have Stephen Fishback's book. So, okay, that's very exciting.
Yes. Can I also share that like the publisher, the format that we did for the book was that one of your colleagues at The Ringer, Shea Serrano, that have these movies and other things, very similar format for how we tried to put together The Tribe and I Have Spoken.
Very cool.
Nice.
Shout out Shea. When does it come out again?
May 5th.
May 5th. That's coming up.
I know.
Are you going to do book signings, book tours?
Yeah, we're going to have a live event in New York that week. So we're going to do a lot of things around the book coming out that week.
Okay. Very cool. I'm proud of you, Rob. Very exciting.
Oh, thank you, Tyson.
Yeah. It's exciting. I saw the book come out. I was like, I didn't know I was supposed to write a book this year. Stephen and Rob both didn't tell me that we were writing books. Mm-hmm. But that's okay. I don't need a book yet. We'll figure it out later. You can order Rob's book at robhasabook.com. You can also digest all or some of Rob's Survivor content at RHAP across all podcast platforms. And I think that'll do it. Anything else? Rob, you're hitting the road this season. You're going to do a bunch of live events.
Yeah, we're going to do the live shows, a few different stops, New York, LA, Toronto. I'm going to hit Atlanta also. So it'll be a busy season on the road.
Yeah, very good. You got to stay busy.
So much hype for Survivor 50. We're all going to be so busy.
Is a ton of hype for it. And speaking of you being in Canada, how come the provinces didn't get a chance to win finale tickets?
I don't know. They let Genevieve be on the show, and I think that was it.
Yeah.
And Camilla is an honorary Canadian.
Sure. So they were like, okay, everyone in each of the 50 states has a chance to win finale tickets. In Canada, we'll just put one Canadian on the season to appease you.
Yes. But they don't get to come to the finale.
Yeah. Sorry. All right. That'll do it. That is the conclusion of our preseason coverage. Next week, we open with a bang with the premiere. Join us all next week. You do not want to miss the show. You don't want to miss Rob's podcast. You don't want to miss this podcast. You've got a lot to consume. But again, you
signed up for this, people. You decided to be Survivor fans.
Yes. Yeah. And if you're going to get your daily allowance of content in, you're going to have to do it all anyways. Otherwise, you're not getting what the recommended values are.
That's right.
So we'll be back next week. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Riley and Ashleigh, for always being here forever and always. And belated Happy Valentine's to both of you. And Rob, you as well. Happy Valentine's.
Thank you, Tyson.
Okay, much love. See ya.